Recently, president's rule was applied in Puducherry. उस टाइम के ऊपर काफी ज्यादा सवाल ये उठाए गए कि वेदर द यूनियन टेरिटरीज आर वेस्टेड इनफ पावर्स, whether the central government is given more power with regard to even the elected legislative assemblies of the union territories. So many questions came in mind that what is a union territory, how it is administered, whether it is administered accurately or not, or whether the union territories with the legislative assemblies should be given separate statehood or not. So my name is Anuj Sharma and today we will be discussing about union territories and how the Indian constitutional deals with it and what are the fallacies or what are the problems with regard to the union territories. So first of all, in India as of now we have these union territories, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, which was formed recently in 2019. Then is Chandigarh, Delhi, Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Earlier these were two separate UTs, but later on they were merged together. One is Andaman and Nicobar, one is Puducherry and one is Lakshadweep. Along with the 28 states, we have these 8 UTs with regard to India. Now, what are these UTs? UTs are the federal territories that are administered by the union government. Union government इन UTs को administer करती है, मतलब ये full statehood नहीं enjoy करते. Still the union government holds them and they are vested the power with the union government. Now, when we talk about in India, there are two types of UTs in India. One is the UTs without legislature and second is the UTs with legislature. Now, when we talk about the UTs with legislature, there are 3 UTs, that is Delhi, Puducherry and newly formed Jammu and Kashmir. Other than these 3, all the UTs are the UTs without legislature, be it Chandigarh, be it Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar and even Ladakh. All these 5 are the UTs without legislature. So there are two kinds of UTs with legislature and UTs without legislature. So when we talk about the concept of UTs, so this concept of UTs was first introduced in the State Reorganization Act of 1956. Now what was the issue, that why these or certain places were made as UTs and not as the states? Because these territories were too small to be independent or too different to be merged with the neighboring states. For example, Chandigarh, Delhi, they are made UTs on the basis of administrative purposes. Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, they are made UTs on the basis of strategic importance. And the UTs like Puducherry are made UTs on the basis of cultural distinctiveness. Economically, socially, politically, if some place or some territory is different, that it cannot be merged with the neighboring state, so they can be made as UTs and they were made as UTs. Now, the UTs of Delhi, Puducherry, what was the reason that the UTs of Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir were provided, or were the UTs in which there was provincial councils, or there are provincial councils, so that there can be a proper democratic aspirations, or the democratic aspirations of the UTs or the people of these UTs can be fulfilled. इसकी वजह से इन UTs में क्या दिया गया, लेजिस्लेटिव मैकेनिज्म दे दिया गया, बट बाकी UTs में नहीं दिया गया, क्योंकि जैसे दिल्ली है, दिल्ली हैज अ लार्ज पॉपुलेशन, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर इट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेस और स्ट्रेटेजिक लोकेशन एंजॉय करता है, एंड सिमिलरली पुडुचेरी हैज अ कल्चरल डिस्टिंक्टिवनेस एंड जियोग्राफिकल लोकेशन बड़ी डिफरेंट है पुडुचेरी की. तो डेमोक्रेटिक एस्पिरेशंस को फुलफिल करने के लिए क्या कर दिया गया, दैट लेजिस्लेचर वाज provided. And ultimately, even if the problem is that even they have the legislative assemblies, but still parliament enjoys much wider powers. The reason is that even in Delhi and Puducherry, the parliament can make laws on state subjects, but that does not give, or that does not hold back the Puducherry Assembly and the Delhi Assembly to make lists power on the state and concurrent lists. चाहे स्टेट लिस्ट और कंकरेंट लिस्ट है, उसके ऊपर पुडुचेरी की असेंबली और दिल्ली की असेंबली भी लॉ बना सकती है, पर पार्लियामेंट भी लॉ बना सकती है. मतलब क्या, जैसे स्टेट है, कोई स्टेट है, फॉर एग्जांपल स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब, तो वहां पे स्टेट लिस्ट के ऊपर पार्लियामेंट जो है कुछ ही सिचुएशन में लॉ बना सकती है जो कि आपके कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिए हुए हैं. बट जब हम पुडुचेरी की बात करते हैं या दिल्ली की बात करते हैं, मतलब किसी यूटी की बात करते हैं जहां पे लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली भी है, वहां पे भी स्टेट जो है वो लॉ बना सकती है, स्टेट लिस्ट के ऊपर लॉ बना सकती है, राइट। एंड द यूटी और द असेंबली ऑफ दिल्ली पुडुचेरी कैन मेक द लॉज ऑन स्टेट एंड कंकरेंट लिस्ट, बट द यूटी ऑफ दिल्ली, जो असेंबली है दिल्ली की, लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ऑफ दिल्ली, दे कैन मेक द लॉज ऑन द स्टेट सब्जेक्ट्स एक्सेप्ट 3, दैट इज पुलिस, लैंड एंड पब्लिक ऑर्डर, राइट। सो दिस इज प्रॉब्लमेटिक. Now with regard to the constitution, article 239 to 241 deals with the constitutional provisions with regard to the UTs. Now what is the problem with this understanding is that even if the UTs have the assembly, the center controls it, जैसे कि मैंने भी आपको एग्जांपल बताई, इसके बावजूद भी यूटीज जो है वो सेंटर जो है पावर होल्ड करता है. सबसे बड़ा उसमें से इशू क्या है? सबसे बड़ा इशू है कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ लेजिस्लेचर. आर्टिकल 239A ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन टॉक्स अबाउट क्रिएशन ऑफ लोकल लेजिस्लेचर और काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर और बोथ फॉर सर्टेन यूटीज, कि कहीं पे लोकल लेजिस्लेचर भी हो सकता है, काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर भी हो सकता है और कहीं पे बोथ भी हो सकता है. ये मतलब क्या बना? मतलब क्या हुआ कि there can be a legislature or there can be a council of minister without legislature, or there can be a legislature as well as council of minister. मतलब कईयों में ऐसा हो सकता है कि legislature नहीं है पर council of minister है. क्या सेंस बनी? Are you getting my point? So that is the intricacy of the constitution which leads to the absurdity of a power, which leads to misuse of power. सो इसी वजह से क्या हुआ कि लेजिस्लेचर विदाउट काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर और काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर विदाउट लेजिस्लेचर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एब्सर्डिटी दैट लीड्स टू द प्रॉब्लम और दैट लीड्स टू मिसयूज ऑफ पावर बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट बिकॉज देयर इज अ ग्रे एरिया एंड नथिंग एज सच इज क्लियर, राइट. Second very significant issue is that legislature is a body that is elected, partly elected or nominated. Now again, how legislature can be partly elected or nominated? The entire purpose or the entire constitutional idea behind a legislature is that the people are given the power to elect the legislators. So why you are saying, or why the constitution gives such kind of absurdity where it says that the legislature can be partly elected or partly nominated? Now the government of the center or the parliament can even bring the amendment or can change the Government of UT Act 1963 and for example can say that from now onwards the legislature will be nominated. तो भैया क्या फायदा हुआ? So how you are fulfilling the democratic aspirations of that particular UT? Again a concept of constitutional absurdity. Second basically is the method of nomination. Now what is the requirement of nomination in a very small legislative assembly of a UT? In Puducherry, there is 33 body legislature, out of which 30 are elected and 3 are nominated. Now the problem is of these 3 nominated members. These 3 nominated members are nominated by the central government, which gives the discretionary power to nominate them. तो होता क्या है कि the party in power in center nominates their own party members to increase their number. जैसे कि आपका भी हुआ, पुडुचेरी में बीजेपी का एक भी एमएलए नहीं इलेक्ट हुआ तो उन्होंने 3 अपने पार्टी मेंबर इलेक्ट करवा दिए तो बीजेपी के 3 एमएलए हो गए. क्यों? क्योंकि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की पावर है which again kind of reduces the power of that particular UT. Another very important issue is the administrative power. Lieutenant Governor of UT has the power under Article 239AA clause 4 that he has the power to disagree with the Council of Ministers, or he has, and if he disagree with the power of the Council of Ministers, or if he disagrees with the advice of the Council of Ministers, he can refer the matter to the President. Right. So basically this results into the conflict between the center and the Lieutenant Governor and the Council of Ministers. क्योंकि Council of Ministers ने Lieutenant Governor को advice भेजा और Lieutenant Governor ने आगे President को refer कर दिया. No doubt there is a case of NCT of Delhi versus Union of India in which the Supreme Court has said that Lieutenant Governor cannot send day-to-day matters, but still the matter is not solved. The Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry created a quite hassles in the functioning of the elected government of Puducherry, which ultimately led to the downfall or the demise of the government of Puducherry. Are you getting my point? Now recently there was President's rule that is being put in or imposed in UT of Puducherry. Now, when we talk or when we hear about president's rule, one thing comes into our mind, that is Article 356. But we need to remember this, that Article 356 talks about only states. It does not talk about UTs. It does not talk about UTs. Article 356 is only related to the states, not to the UTs. So what is the process of UTs? Now, when we talk about UTs for Puducherry, the process basically is under section 51 of Government of UT Act 1963, which basically says that the application of president rule, if there is a फेलियर ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म अंडर 239 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, कि अगर आर्टिकल 239 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बेसिस के ऊपर फंक्शनिंग नहीं हो रही है, तब जाके प्रेसिडेंट रूल इंपोज हो सकता है. 356 इसमें काम नहीं आया. 239 का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म का फेलियर देखा जा रहा है, और ये पावर कहां दी हुई है? गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, Government of UT Act 1963. And when we talk about NCT of Delhi, it is basically as per 239 AB and was added by 69th Constitutional Amendment Act 1991. That means 69th Constitutional Amendment Act 1991 के प्रिंसिपल के ऊपर, बेसिस के ऊपर ये प्रोविजन डाली गई, और अगर वहां पे ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म होता है, so there can be the president's rule or imposition of president's rule. This is very important for with regard to your prelims examination, that this can be asked in your prelims examination. The PDF of this particular lecture will be attached in the description. I hope you understood it. I'll see you next week. Until then, thank you very much. All the best. Be safe and study hard.